Good afternoon, gardening friends. It's now Sunday at about 3:30. I wanted to show you the progress with the 6-packs. I think I said before that I had almost every one of them had something popping. Well, there's one that doesn't. So, but it's really good progress and everything's getting bigger. Also, today I managed to clean up quite a few of the plants in these plastic planters here. Except for the pink one in the middle. My main objective was to get all the dead stuff off the nasturtium, let it start to breathe again. In the meantime, look what I got. Lots and lots of seeds from the nasturtium. There were even a couple of them in the planter on the ground that had dried up and fallen off the plant. So I've got more seeds to use. And finally for today, I wanted to show you that I have now transplanted the roses. And we'll see how they do. So that's it for today's update, unless I find something else to do. Alright folks, so I did come up with one more thing to do today. I was thinking about all those nasturtium seeds and how much I've been enjoying watching things sprout in the 6-packs. I guess I kind of missed the whole nursery aspect of gardening here. So what I did was a combination of plant a bunch of nasturtium seeds and do an experiment. Since 3 of those seeds I picked up were actually dried out, I put them on the bottom 3, the side with the label on it. I hope you can see the label there. And I put live seeds that were still had the moisture in them. They hadn't dried out. They were fresh off the plant. I put those in the top 3. So we're going to see whether dried seeds take longer to germinate than moist seeds or live seeds. So that's that. We'll see what we get out of that little experiment. Okay, wow, I guess I found one more thing to do, and who knows if I come up with anything else today, but I was looking at my greens planter, the lettuce greens, and what looked like it was going to be a carrot. Well, you can see there, it was a carrot. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be full-sized or the Tonda di Perighi, which are just like a little egg-shaped, ball-shaped carrot. So, but looks like a good carrot. I'm going to go enjoy that. And one of the Simpson lettuces, this one back here, that one was actually right up next to these plants, which appear to be basil. And I've had so much trouble growing basil in the past, I decided, okay, let's move the lettuce. At least if it dies, I can get another lettuce plant. I can grow another one from seed without too much trouble. I wanted to give the basil a fighting chance. Now they're going to get the sun and hopefully it'll grow. So that's it. I just kind of updated the planter, and now I'm going to go enjoy a carrot. Good morning, gardening friends. It's now Saturday, and we've made it to Saturday. Only 2 days I've shot this week. It's a little after 9:30. Sorry, I'm kind of being a little self-deprecating here, because this is actually the second attempt at this. The first attempt was a bunch of videos of me carrying the camera from one location to another because I got off sequence with the start-stop button. Anyway, let's take a look at the garden. So this week, among other things, I was worried about the strawberry plant. It just didn't seem like there was much going on. I had this one strawberry that just looked really sick. I probably should have eaten it when it first kind of turned red. I'll leave it there. Maybe it'll seed itself back into the ground and give me some more plants. And the same for the lemon cucumber. I was concerned that it was dying off. I did see some new growth on it. It just looked sickly all week, especially when it was hot. So I think maybe this is in a position where it's getting a little too much sun. But we'll, keep trying. We'll see what we get. I'm doing really good as far as greens. I've got the lettuce here along with the basil, and that makes me happy. In fact, the lettuce is getting big enough I really need to consider cutting some of the leaves off of it. And of course, got the Swiss chard here. And the Swiss chard's actually been a really good indicator about water level in general in the garden, because when it starts to kind of fall down and wilt, that tells me that I need to add water to a few specific plants around here. That brings us to the tomatoes. So far with the yellow pear tomato, I don't actually have any actual tomatoes on the plant. I see plenty of flowers, so I'm just kind of waiting, and maybe I need to do a little bit more spanking and get them going. The patio tomato, I've got a couple of nice ones there. Let me see if I can show you. This is a tricky shot to get, but there are a couple of tomatoes on there. That brings us out to the 6-packs. They've been doing nicely all week. The one thing is the tomato plant right over here. Well, you can see the blue straw there. I don't want to touch it too much. That one just kind of fell over at one point. It's still alive, but it's like it doesn't have the support for itself. So I put the little bit of straw in there just as a support, and hopefully it'll kind of recover. Other than that, I mean, I've basically got something growing in 7 of the 8 in there. No sprouts yet for the nasturtium experiment down here. So we'll see what happens with that. That takes us to the courtyard, where we've got sort of a dichotomy here. On the left, you've got a marigold that is growing taller than I've ever seen a marigold grow. That's probably because all I've ever had is dwarf marigolds. This is the first time I tried to grow something taller, and this is the first plant. So, on the right, though, you've got the nasturtium, which looks like it's pretty much died. There's a few little bits and pieces. Maybe I'll just cut some of that off now. But we'll see. Let's follow the wall over here. Now, this is interesting. I just noticed this. It looks like this flower goes to these little dandelion-like things that'll get caught on the wind and fly away. Oop, you just saw one of them drop. That may be how this plant propagates itself. In fact, actually, I can see a few more flowers in there now. So, this is an interesting plant. I just really have to figure out what it is. Also, new today, there are signs of life in these planters hanging off the wall. So this is the wildflower planters. I planted like 6 different varieties of seeds. I can actually see 3 sprouts in there, I think. The other 2 planters, I don't see anything else, but hey, that's a beginning. The rest of these planters up along the wall all seem to be doing pretty nicely. Oh, I guess I'm a little out of frame there. That's better. They need maybe a little bit of deadheading, but other than that, they're doing nicely. Since nothing else major is really happening around here, I think I'm going to wrap up on this planter like I usually do. This is the artichoke planter. There's a couple of artichokes sticking out of it. There's quite a few petunias going. At one point this week I didn't give them quite enough water, and the petunias were kind of dying off, but they bounced back. So that's pretty much it for this episode. It's really just been a matter this week of just watching things grow, which has been good because I've been remarkably busy otherwise. So we'll see what next week brings, and we'll wrap it up here. And until next week, may your thumb be green.